Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today it's with great pride that I'm sharing with you PSB's brand new active monitoring speakers, their AM5. Designed and built around their prestigious and award-winning P5 bookshelf speakers, these active monitoring speakers add a feature set like nothing else in its price. It's got Bluetooth, it's got a phono preamp on board for that little compact turntable based stereo, 3.5mm input, all sorts of things, a myriad of options, something you would expect at a much higher price. So it's wonderful that we get an opportunity to see those today. Right, PSB, Canadian company. This stuff is most likely made in China. The packaging is very muted. On one end we've got scan information about the product itself along with a barcode. Opening these, very easy, as it's all basic packing tape. It's worth mentioning, please nick each side and sort of pull it open, because just inside the lid is some of the important accessories, and dragging a craft knife through all of that, bit of a disaster. Right, so as we open the lid, there we have the accessories I mentioned. Nip the plastic and pull away, and we will see a basic instruction as far as setup, plugging in and things like that, as well as some contact information and stuff for PSB. In this bag we've got a whole bunch of accessories, and all of these are really important. We see about an 18 gauge, clearly red and black marked cable, specifically to link the master and slave version of these speakers, the main and sub, all of those things. It's about 3 meters long. We've got a 3.5 AAA battery for the remote control. We've got, now, pause, that one fell away. There's one of two little 3M bump-ons for the bottom of the speaker if it's sitting on a desk. We've got not one but two IEC power cords. Now these are both useless to me. I've got a little care package with each of these deliveries highlighting that the New Zealand power cord will be supplied separately. We've got a massive laptop power supply. This thing is 24 volts, 3 amps, so big. Nice long lead and a traditional IEC at one end. We've got the PSB remote control, and this is, oh, and last but not least, the second of the 4 bump-ons. Now, the remote control is fully featured. Please hang around for some photographs, I'll take some close-ups. Gives you the ability to change inputs, adjust volume, all of those things, as well as bass and treble, from a simple, easy-to-use remote. In the base, and the last accessory, is a basic stereo 3.5mm cable for the 3.5mm input, which you'll see in a moment. From here, it's always a good idea to just roll the box over and then carefully lift it off the product. Okay? Now, I've chosen to unbox these in the alternate colour. So the speakers, the AM3s and AM5s, are both available in black and white. If you'd like to see what they look like in black, please have a look at the AM3 video. We're opening these today in white. The bags, each speaker is individually bagged, and each bag is taped closed. A simple nick, and we can remove the plastic. I'm going to start with the slave speaker. This is a passive speaker. It has a desiccant bag inside the plastic, and then a simple enough slip of bubble paper to ensure the top of the speaker is not marked in packaging or transit. The speaker itself again emulates almost exactly the same shape as the P5 speaker. It has the metal grill that's magnetic, just pull that off for a moment, and the traditional sort of, with this range, the inverted sort of style as far as the tweeter being at the bottom. Put that off to one side. Well, actually look, not very deep, not very tall, and it's at the back that we have traditional 5-way binding posts. This is the main speaker. Now this is 2 by 50 watts, so more than enough power, more than enough for a bookshelf speaker of this size. Again, steel front grille, again magnetic. But at a glance you can see a couple of things. There are two sort of cutaways, one for an IR sensor and the second for the multi-jog control. Removing of that reveals a tricolour LED and of course an emulation again of the other speaker, which is the tweeter and mid-bass driver. These little bookshelf speakers have a prestigious amount of bass, and that's one of the things that these speakers bring to the table like no other, is that although they're compact and maybe designed for a bookshelf or a side table, they'll actually fill a big space, and that's really important. And well powered, again 50 watts a channel, means it will easily deliver the control required. Looking at them you'll see the two-tone nature of the design, which I love, and at the back we see the fun bits. These are the inputs and outputs. Firstly we're going to start with the port. Unlike the AM3, this is a much larger port, hinting again at the amount of air that it can move and needs to manage. These will go loud, in fact much louder than you might think. Above the port is the output binding post to go off to the second speaker. It's a 5-way binding post, and the outputs, like most, are covered with these little plastic caps. You can use banana plugs, bare wire, all of those things. Beside the binding post is a little button for the Bluetooth pairing mode. Pushing and holding puts it into pairing mode, and of course it'll pop up on your laptop or on your phone as a device to pair to. Beside that is a 24 volt DC input. Above it, and what makes this quite unique, is a grounding post. Now that's for the earth associated with the phono preamp input. Now should you have a traditional line source, great, use this little 3.5, but this is a dedicated phono input, allowing this product to be useful in a nice little compact stereo environment. Grab a turntable, plug this directly in, and you've got yourself a stereo, a lovely stereo as well. And then you can use your phone to Bluetooth across the room for the times that you're just using streaming services like Spotify or Tidal. Opposite that phono input we see again a 3.5mm input, and beneath it a traditional Toslink optical digital input. It's got a USB, this is for on-the-go devices, output from your computer perhaps or phone, and a subwoofer out, enabling you to add a modest little subwoofer to fatten up the bass if required. Beneath all of that is a USB. Now this is specific for powering a device, maybe charging your phone or something like that if you're Bluetoothing in. It's not designed as an input. So there we have PSB's brand new AM5 active monitoring speakers. 50 watts a channel, awesome and easy to use, and they sound wonderful. So there we have it, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.